thought Minecraft worlds had a limit on how far you can really go, but based on my research, I knew if I kept on going, I would find something beyond that.
This is the voice message I was sent involving an attached message under it saying @Beyond Infinity, and typing that onto YouTube is exactly how I found this channel. Just by looking at it, you can tell this is going to involve heavily on the theme of infinity, and if we want to know more, we have to start by watching the first video. Weird structure I didn't build. Straight off the bat, we notice that this player is in creative mode instead of the normal survival. This must be the player's own single player world. But after a few minutes of working on the castle, the player looks back and in the distance sees this. This is a build of the Sierpinski triangle, a symbol for infinity. How it works is by subdividing triangles into 4 smaller congruent equilateral triangles, removing the center of the triangle and then repeating this, pretty much duplicating it infinitely. That's why the iteration of the shape looks like this, and using this concept into Minecraft, it makes you go down to a whole deeper rabbit hole than you think. This Minecraft ARG is gonna be insane. The player goes back into the game after turning up the render distance to get a way better look at a weird structure he didn't build. I didn't build this. Don't search beyond the infinite. But he didn't even care. He knew this was something he wanted to be interested in. He was curious. The curiosity killed the cat, but the satisfaction brought it back. He started building as much as he can to block it off, but there's too many triangles. I mean, it is infinite. Who would have thought? However, after looking at this build, he decided to question himself. What's beyond the infinity? While ending the video saying, I don't like this, I want to delete my world. The player is hesitant, but he also is extremely curious. He wants to know more. Especially that question that he said earlier. If we want to get answers about this, we can literally just watch the next video, basically hinting to answer that said question. What's beyond infinity? This is not what I expected.
Infinity is a concept, not a number, and is defined as being boundless. Despite of infinity's profound and seemingly mystical nature, mathematicians have assigned hierarchies to different levels of infinity, and have proved that some infinities are in fact larger than others. This might sound really confusing, as I just said infinity is classified as being boundless. So we must change our viewpoint on what infinity is. The infinity you're probably thinking about is the potential infinity viewed as unending, as at any point you can add a number to your count, keeping it finite. Let's change our view as thinking of infinity as having a completed totality. This means that we must view infinity as being a static collection of natural numbers for now. If we treat infinity this way, we can measure the difference between sizes known as cardinalities of each infinity through one-to-one correspondence. This is basically when we test if every element of infinity A can be paired with one of infinity B. As even though there seems to be half as many even natural numbers than natural numbers, they are the same size infinity, as every even natural number can be viewed as 2n, meaning it pairs to a natural number, proving they have the same cardinality. This type of infinity made up of natural numbers can be called a countable infinity, as you can count them by listing them in a specific order. However, this changes with an infinity made up of real numbers, and infinities after alpha or null become uncountable. This is because if you made a list of real numbers 0 to 1, you can construct a missing number by taking the first decimal place of the first number and changing it, and then take the second decimal place of the second number and change it, and so on and so on. If you do this process for all of the lists, you'll find a new number. The uncountable infinity is a static collection of real numbers that can't be counted in any way, as you can invent a missing number. To conclude, There are different levels of infinity, as once you view infinity as a group of static numbers, you can see the different cardinalities in countable infinities and learn of the uncountable infinity.
Wow, I did not think I was going to learn something today. Apart from the mathematical side of things, there's actually ciphers in the video that we have to figure out. They seem to be both binary codes, with the first one meaning seed and the second one meaning planted. Seed, planted. And if we go all the way to the end of his explanation, we see search beyond. What this means by seed planted is when the player, which we will call Beyond, saw the Sierpinski triangle in his world, he became intrigued, seeing as he had never seen anything like this before, and when he became more and more curious, the thought of how a Minecraft world could go beyond infinity planted something in his brain. It's now activated him to search beyond. The quest has begun, with the next video exploring beyond glitched Firelands. As we already know, he explains he's going to be exploring the Firelands. But it's not going to be some normal exploration, he wants to find what's beyond the Firelands. So he steps foot, and his mission has begun. I've not been here. At least no creepy signs. Beyond starts killing some pigs and cooking it in the furnace. He also does this weird thing with his inventory, but I'm not sure why. And the video ends with him just saying he wants to leave the house as it was. Instead of Beyond being in his world, he decided to hop onto a server in origin.mp4. Immediately, we are greeted with another player wearing a golden chestplate, and they hand over a sign to Beyond. It seems like he doesn't know how to use chat, but the other player does, and we soon find out his name is Random Dude. Must be one of Beyond's friends. It seems like they will teach him how to use chat later though. However, as we move on, we notice a similarity, with the castle from the first video being pretty much identical. Though, how is this even possible, unless they decide to build the exact same thing and stop at the exact same time, keeping it unfinished? One copied the other, and it's safe to assume that Beyond made a replica of his friend's castle. Maybe to remember him, but why? That also means that this first video was after origin.mp4. But let's continue. Random Dude shows Beyond his house, and inside is pretty average. They exit out and then go to Random's house, which is way more strange than the other one, all cramped up into one space. Then they head to this tree. Something about it seems out of place, unsettling. Not even Random knows what this represents, yet it appears to be getting dark, and they head over to a house to sleep. A weird thing I noticed though was typing on two sides of a sign. That didn't come out till later versions, so anyway. Random finally shows off the castle. Beyond makes fun of him for not finishing it, and at the same time thanks him for setting up his custom skin. One thing I do want to point out before we move on is this tree looks awfully similar to this tree from a Roblox ARG called Roaches313 about a parasitic virus that stems from that tree. But you guys let me know, it's just a thought. Now we are on to non-Euclidean Minecraft Firelands. How far out am I? And what's that? Beyond spotted something. Beyond landed in the water. He goes up and notices a lot of dirt. When he broke it, it must have duped. Is this what happens beyond the infinite? He notices in the distance a dirt pillar going up with a boat next to it. Someone has been here before, and it wasn't him. Beyond also notices a village sunk underneath the water, trapped. What is this place? Why blocked? Beyond kept digging for hours and yet found nothing. He needs to explore every single path in this area, so he goes to the next one, which looks like a long infinite corridor of a library. And it appears like there's no books around, but there seems to be one. In the book, it appears to be a cipher, but not just any cipher, a Vignir cipher. But first, we need a key. So I put that on the side for now and kept on watching to see if we can find anything. However, we are now on the third path, and it looks like to be some sort of bedroom. He seems to find a book that just says Kerr. Interesting. This is the final path, and it seems to look like a cathedral. He puts his FOV to 30 so we can see closer to what that sign says. And we got it. Whatever Beyond is seeing right now is incredibly disturbing. Remember how through the video we found the words KER in a book and FLI on a sign? Well, there's really only one word to assume is the answer here, and I believe it's trying to say flicker, which must be the key to the cipher, so I tried it, and this is what I got. To the great beyond all will go. This leads us to the next video, Strange Dream I Had. This dream told us so much information. At the beginning, they seem to be going through infinite spaces until the camera switches to some previous locations like the mine and the castle. Eventually, Beyond reaches to the cursed tree with blocks in the inventory labelled Move On. Somehow he is able to control and act out their dreams. But what if everything we have seen was a dream? However, pay attention to this here, because in the chat for just a couple seconds, we can see Random explaining that he's going to be gone for a while. Kinda weird, but it does make sense, because the next shot after that is Random in a boat in the middle of the ocean. Do you see what's happening here? Beyond chooses to move on through the dream, and then we see why Random was going to be gone for a while. he made himself drown to death. It makes sense though, why Beyond was building a replica from the start. He was just trying to remember the good times from his friend who passed away. But why did Random drown? When he was on his ocean journey, if you look closely, you can see some sort of structure in the distance, and that's all we can see before it happened. Beyond is back on the Firelands. Something loads in the distance. It looks like a grid pattern. Beyond is so confused, but this is exactly the dream he had. That's why he said it reminds him, because he's seen this before. He spots a bed just randomly placed here. Someone has been here before, and by the dream, it was probably his friend, Random. But then he had enough. He went into game mode, creative. Just like he did in the first episode. After traveling through so much of this grid, he finds an entrance, and this leads him to some sort of ocean. How far out am I? He checks his F3 and he's 24 million blocks out. He spots some pirate ship in the distance and goes to investigate it, while also seeing a lighthouse. But randomly out the blue, he types this. Why do I feel so alone? A cipher appears in the book, but what's different is that Beyond has been trying to figure it out with us this whole time, and he was able to decode it. Using the same key, Flicker, we were able to get this. Death is eternal. Starting from birth, the only constant is an end. Once done flickering, we are lost to its infinity, forever gone. Our great sun that bore our life will flicker out like us. This isn't your ordinary cipher. It told something that Beyond didn't even want to hear. He looked at it again closely and brushed it off as a joke, but deep down inside, he's hurt to hear the truth. Suddenly, it cuts to him exploring the pirate ship and seeing something in the water that is out of place. Upon breaking it, revealed what looks like a cannon, and when going around, he finds a sign saying accept. He must accept that his friend is gone. This is where everything comes together. It seems like we are put in the present version of Minecraft instead of the usual one Beyond was on, which is strange that they were playing on two different versions, but that makes a lot of sense now. After doing some farming, he walks past the two houses and into a wall where he starts mining. However, as he keeps going, something isn't right. he enters a cave which looks to have some sort of light at the end. Though, as he gets closer and closer, more is revealed. Statue with the moon just glancing out. Goes even closer to check it out, but then he got too close. It's already too late for me. So this is actually Random's POV, and this seems like the actual way that led up to Random's death, leaving Beyond all alone.